Have you ever noticed that the more you try to control every aspect of your life, the more out of control everything seems to be? It is ironic. We rush from one thing to another, trying to tighten every screw, when in reality, the only thing we should do is relax. Yes, it sounds contradictory, but that is where the secret lies. The true power to manifest what you desire does not come from constant struggle, but from allowing yourself to be calm, like a serene lake. In today's video, I will show you how Stoic philosophy makes it clear in serenity lies strength. I will share 10 valuable lessons to manifest anything you desire from a calm and serene mind. Do not miss the last one, because it will leave you speechless, as it holds the key. In this chaotic and disorganized world, where no matter how much we fight, day after day, we seem to lack time and breath, why not give it a try and see for yourself? Breathe, release the chaos, and let life flow. Have you ever seen the life of a stressed person turn out right? The answer is no. If you pay close attention to what comes next, you will see how, without so much effort, you begin to attract what you long for. The first step, relax, because what you seek is already on its way, and you are in the right place. But before we begin, let me tell you a story that will help you better understand the wisdom behind this message. In a small valley surrounded by hills lived a young woman named Luna, known in her village for her incredible ability to attract what she desired. However, this power did not come from luck, but from something much deeper and unshakable: the power of attraction. Luna had learned from her grandmother that thoughts and emotions were like seeds that, when planted in the mind, would bloom in reality. What you think and feel, you attract, her grandmother repeated every day as they worked together in the family garden. One day, Luna decided she wanted to transform the arid land around her house into a garden full of life. She did not have the resources or help to make it happen, but she sat on the ground, closed her eyes, and began to imagine it: colorful flowers covering the soil, juicy fruits hanging from trees, and the soft murmur of a stream flowing through the middle. Every day, Luna devoted a moment to visualizing her garden in all its splendor. She saw it, felt it, and smelled it as if it already existed. Even though the land remained dry and hard, she never lost faith. She began planting seeds, knowing that the process would take time, but trusting that nature would respond to her vibration. At first, her neighbors looked at her with disbelief. "How can she expect anything to grow on that land?" they murmured. Yet Luna remained focused on her vision, ignoring the doubts around her. In time, something extraordinary happened. Tiny plants began to sprout, and a stream that had been dry for years slowly began to flow near her house. The neighbors could not believe their eyes, but Luna knew it was the result of her clear intention and her faith in the power of manifestation. One morning, her garden was in full bloom. Flowers shone in every color, the air was filled with sweet fragrances, trees were heavy with fruit, and the stream flowed with strength and serenity. The neighbors, astonished, came to her and asked how she had achieved such a wonder. Luna smiled and said, "The power of attraction is not a magic trick. It is believing with all your being that what you desire is already yours. It is feeling it, visualizing it, and then letting the universe take care of the rest. If you plant the right seeds in your mind and heart, the garden of your dreams will always bloom." From that day on, Luna's story became legend, and the small valley was never the same again. Its people had learned that within each of them also lived the power to create their own reality. The moral of this story reflects the power of attraction and manifestation, showing how aligned thoughts, emotions, and actions can bring our deepest desires to life. Before starting with the first lesson, if you find these videos helpful, I encourage you to subscribe and turn on notifications so you do not miss the latest updates. Let's begin. 1. The power of the mind. Have you ever felt that your mind is like a runaway carousel, spinning out of control while you desperately try to find a moment of peace? If the answer is yes, welcome to the club. Most of us, trapped in the whirlwind of modern life, have forgotten what it means to simply stop and breathe. But here is the trick. It is in that exact moment of stillness, when our mind finally rests, that the true magic of manifestation begins. Isn't it ironic? The more frantic our chase for what we desire, the further away it seems to be. When we talk about mental calm, we are not referring only to that peace you feel after a yoga class or meditation session, although those are good starting points. I mean a deeper state, almost stoic, where the waves of thoughts and worries settle and your mind can truly focus. Picture your mind as a calm lake. On its surface, everything is serene and clear, allowing what you desire to reflect with perfect clarity. But if that lake is agitated, you cannot even see your own reflection, much less the vision of what you want to attract into your life. Relaxation is not a luxury, it is a necessity. When we allow our mind to rest, we begin to communicate with our subconscious, the part of us that holds the secrets of our deepest aspirations. Science has shown that when we relax, our body releases endorphins and other chemicals that foster mental clarity. This makes us more receptive to opportunities and desires that once felt out of reach. So instead of running around searching for solutions, why not simply sit down and take a deep breath? It is like looking for your car keys all over the house when they were sitting on the dining table the whole time. Now you might be wondering, how do I actually relax and manifest what I want? Do not worry, I am not going to ask you to climb a mountain in search of enlightenment. You can start with something as simple as a breathing technique. Take a few minutes each day to inhale deeply through your nose, hold the air for a moment, and then exhale slowly through your mouth. Repeat this several times and watch how your mind begins to clear. Then imagine what you desire. Visualize it with such detail that you can almost touch it. This is where the magic of manifestation comes in. In a relaxed state, your conscious mind begins to work toward making those desires real. It is like asking the universe to bring you what you want while you sit comfortably on your couch, without breaking a sweat. With all this, it is not about stopping action. Action is crucial, but the key lies in acting from a place of calm rather than chaos. As the Stoics would say, true strength does not come from agitation but from serenity. So before you throw yourself into action, remember this: first relax, and then go out and conquer the world. You might be surprised at what the universe has prepared for you. Remember that the power of the resting mind is not just a nice phrase, it is a philosophy that if applied can change your life. Sometimes less is more. So the next time you feel overwhelmed, breathe, relax, and watch how your desires begin to manifest. After all, in a world full of noise, true magic happens in silence. As Epictetus wisely said, in the silence of the mind, you find the voice of the heart. Have you noticed how many things we try to control in our lives? From the small details of daily life, to the grand plans that seem so perfect in our heads. And what do we get? Stress, frustration, and the feeling that everything slips through our hands like water between our fingers. In this art of resistance, we forget a fundamental lesson. Sometimes the best thing we can do is relax and let things flow. Does that sound familiar? Stoic philosophy, which might seem distant and abstract, teaches us that control is just an illusion. Imagine being on a roller coaster. You can scream, you can cling to the seat, but at the end of the day the ride is what it is. Resistance will only make you feel dizzier. Life is a journey full of unexpected turns, and clinging to control can blind you to the beauty of the scenery. So why not try letting go a little? One of the most effective strategies you can adopt is the practice of mindfulness. This does not mean you must sit cross-legged in the corner of a room. It is about learning to observe without judgment. For example, if you find yourself stuck in traffic, instead of losing your temper and calling everyone incompetent, take a breath, enjoy the moment, listen to your favorite music, or simply admire the view. Instead of being frustrated, you become an observer of your own life, which is much more enjoyable. You can also apply the technique of letting go in your relationships. Sometimes in trying to control how others behave, we create unnecessary tension. Here is a secret: you cannot change anyone. Even if you try, it does not work. So instead of pressuring your friend to act the way you want, try accepting them as they are. You can invite them to join you, but if they refuse, that is fine. Relax, enjoy your own company, and let others move at their own pace. Learning to let go takes time and practice, like learning to ride a bicycle. At first it may feel terrifying, and you may think you will fall at any moment, but with each attempt you gain more skill, and eventually even enjoy the ride. Life, like riding a bicycle, is about keeping balance and enjoying the journey instead of obsessing over the destination. The art of non-resistance becomes a powerful tool in your life. When you stop trying to control every detail, you create space for growth and peace. So the next time you feel trapped, remember this: relax and manifest everything you desire. As a wise Stoic proverb says, life is like a river. Sometimes you must let yourself be carried and enjoy the current. So are you ready to start letting go? Life is waiting, and who knows, it might surprise you with something wonderful. Have you ever stopped to think about the connection between gratitude and getting what you want? It may sound like Sunday morning self-help, but the truth is gratitude and manifestation are like two old friends that, when they meet, can transform your life. Imagine you are at a party. If you arrive with an open and grateful attitude, you are much more likely to make meaningful connections. But if you show up with complaints and negativity, it is like sitting in the corner eating salad while everyone else is dancing. So why not flip the story and start manifesting from a state of gratitude? The connection between gratitude and manifestation is as clear as spring water. When you appreciate what you already have, like that morning coffee or that catchy song stuck in your head, you open the door to receiving more. It is as if life says, look at that, this person truly knows how to enjoy. Let's give them more reasons to be grateful. So the next time you feel stuck in the cycle of I do not have enough, try making a list of the things that already bring you joy. You will be surprised at how much you already have. Now let's talk about manifestation. It is not about visualizing your ex coming back with a bouquet of flowers, although hey, everyone has their wishes. True manifestation is creating a life that reflects your deepest desires. It is like painting a picture. If you start with a base of gratitude, the brushstrokes of your dreams will shine much brighter. This is where the famous saying comes in: relax and you will manifest everything you desire. But wait, how are you supposed to relax in the middle of life's chaos? Simple. Begin practicing Stoic philosophy. The Stoics believed that the key to a happy life was accepting what you cannot control and focusing on what you can. When you face an obstacle, instead of getting frustrated, think this is an opportunity to learn. This mindset not only helps you handle stress, but it also allows you to be more grateful for every experience, good or bad. So what are some strategies to manifest from gratitude? First, try a gratitude journal. Every night, write down 3 things you are thankful for. This not only helps focus your mind on the positive, but also prepares you to receive more blessings. Second, meditate. You do not need to be a yoga expert or have a complicated mantra. Just sit in silence and let your thoughts flow. The calm you create will help you visualize your desires more clearly. Finally, surrounding yourself with people who value gratitude can do wonders. Good energy is contagious, and having a supportive group can give you the push you need to stay focused on your goals. Manifesting from a state of gratitude is not only possible, but essential. The connection between what you appreciate and what you desire is stronger than you think. By adopting this mindset, you become a magnet for opportunities and blessings. So the next time you feel life has turned its back on you, look within and find the things you are truly grateful for. With a bit of practice and Stoic wisdom in your arsenal, you can relax your expectations and manifest everything you desire. As Gandhi once said, when you thank for what you have, you open the doors to everything that can be. Have you ever found yourself in that stage of life where it feels like the universe has forgotten you, sitting there with your cup of coffee or tea, no assumptions about your preferences, wishing life would flow a little more smoothly? But what if I told you the key to attracting everything you desire is closer than you think? Yes, we are talking about the wise and timeless Stoic philosophy that focuses on gratitude, because let's be honest, How many times have you overlooked the blessings you already have, while staring out the window at what could be your life? It is like a garden. If you only focus on the weeds, or what you lack, you will likely neglect the flowers you have already cultivated. Gratitude acts as the water and sunlight that nourish those flowers. When you give thanks for what you already have, you not only make your garden more beautiful, but also prepare it for new seeds, new opportunities to grow. The connection between gratitude and manifestation is like that dance couple that never separates. On one hand, when you feel gratitude, you vibrate at a frequency that makes you more receptive to the new. On the other hand, when you manifest, it is as if you are sending a letter to the universe asking for what you desire. But how can you expect the universe to listen if you do not give thanks for what you already have? So here is a simple trick. Start each day with a list of 3 things you are grateful for. It can be something as simple as the delicious food your mother cooked, or the coffee that keeps you awake on difficult mornings. Every time you feel discouraged or longing for something you do not yet have, look at that list. Remember that you already have things worth celebrating. It is like going to a buffet. If you only look at the options but never serve yourself, you will never enjoy the food. Now let's be realistic. Gratitude is not a magic wand that makes problems disappear. It is not about ignoring difficulties or putting on a smile when everything is going wrong. Rather, it is a mindset that allows you to face challenges with openness. So each time you encounter adversity, ask yourself, what lesson can I learn from this? Instead of staying stuck in sorrow, turn it into an opportunity to grow. That is the essence of Stoicism, not letting external circumstances define your happiness. And in case you were wondering, the phrase relax and you will manifest everything you desire is not just a social media cliche. There is truth behind it. Tension and anxiety are like stones on the path to your desires. If you release the pressure and trust the process, you will be in a better position to receive what life has to offer. Remember that the universe has its own rhythm. Sometimes what you want arrives at the least expected moment. Gratitude is the bridge that connects what you already have with what you wish to manifest. Do not underestimate the power of a grateful mindset. It is like holding a flashlight in the dark, illuminating the path toward your dreams. So relax, be grateful, and watch how the universe begins to work its magic. And remember, every step toward gratitude is a step toward a fuller life. As Nelson Mandela once said, the one who is thankful for the little he has will soon find that much more is given to him. Have you ever stopped to think about the power of your attention, that ability to focus, to be present, to avoid being swept away by the whirlwind of thoughts that often seem to have a life of their own? In a world where noise and haste are the norm, cultivating mindfulness becomes a kind of superpower. And yes, it may sound like a self-help cliche, but hear me out, this superpower may be the key to manifesting the abundance you desire. Stoic philosophy, with its focus on self-discipline and self-control, can be a great starting point. Who needs magic when you have the ability to direct your mind? When you learn to be aware of your thoughts and emotions, you become more receptive to the opportunities the universe has to offer. Can you imagine navigating life like a ship with a captain at the helm, instead of being carried away by the currents of despair and frustration? It sounds appealing, doesn't it? So how can you enter that relaxed state of receptivity, ideal for manifesting your goals? Here is a simple technique. The meditation of mindfulness. Imagine your mind is like a cluttered room. All you need to do is open the window and let in some fresh air. First, find a quiet place where you can sit without interruptions. This is not about going on retreat in a Buddhist monastery, just a corner where you feel comfortable. Then sit down and place your hands on your knees. Close your eyes, inhale deeply through your nose, hold for a moment, and exhale slowly through your mouth. Repeat this several times. Each breath is a chance to release what weighs you down. Once you feel you have found a rhythm, start visualizing your goals. Imagine what you want in as much detail as possible, and feel the emotion of having already achieved it. This is the moment to let your imagination overflow. If you get distracted by thoughts that seem urgent, yes, the ones telling you to check your phone, gently return to your breath. Remember, mindfulness is an exercise. It is not about having a blank mind, but about being aware of where you place your attention. After a few minutes, You can start with 5 and gradually increase. Open your eyes and take a moment to notice how you feel. Leave that meditation with the firm conviction that what you visualized is already on its way. Practicing this technique regularly not only helps you relax, but also makes you more receptive to opportunities you used to miss. It is as if by clearing the clutter of your mind, you can finally see the space for new possibilities. So why not start today? Relax and let abundance flow to you. Remember, it is not just about wishing for something, it is about preparing yourself to receive it, because at the end of the day, if you are stuck in go 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 mode, who will notice when the golden opportunity arrives? Keep this reflection in mind. My friend, abundance is not a destination, but a journey that begins with mindfulness. Take a moment and think about it. Have you ever realized that right before falling into deep sleep, your mind turns into a laboratory of brilliant ideas? It is as if that state of semi-consciousness is a sacred space where everything becomes possible. There, in the border between wakefulness and sleep, is where great manifestations are born. But there is a small detail most of us overlook. We need to relax for it to work. So if life is a game and you are the main character, grab your pillow and get ready to explore the art of dreaming big. Let's go back to the garden example. Your mind is like one. If you care for it, planting good intentions and keeping weeds away, it will bloom with wonders. But if you allow stress and anxiety to take over, you will likely end up surrounded by weeds that choke your dreams. This is exactly what happens when we struggle to relax. Stoic philosophy, which advocates serenity in the face of adversity, can be your ally in this process. So instead of obsessing over everything you have not achieved, take a deep breath and see sleep as the fertile ground where you can plant your desires. First, let's talk about deep sleep. Did you know that during REM sleep your brain is more active than when you are awake? It is like riding a roller coaster of ideas, and in that moment you can set powerful intentions. So if you go to bed every night thinking about what you desire, you are sending a clear message to the universe. But pay attention, it is not just about wishing, it also requires relaxing your mind, so that those intentions can take root. What if you took a few minutes before sleeping to meditate or simply breathe? You do not need to be a Zen master for this. Just close your eyes, feel your body, and let your thoughts flow. Make it a ritual, maybe a cup of calming tea, some soft music, or even a journal where you write down your intentions. In this way, as you enter that state before sleep, you are building a bridge between your current reality and the life you wish to manifest. And if that does not work, here is another piece of advice. Dream big, but start small. You can visualize a big desire, but at the same time take small steps toward it each day. For example, if you dream of writing a book, you do not need to wait until a publisher is ready for you. Start by writing 1 page a day. That small habit not only makes your dream feel more accessible, but also prepares the ground for your greater manifestation. At the end of the day, the secret to manifesting your desires lies in how you handle those moments before sleep. It is a dance between relaxing and allowing your mind to open to possibilities. If you let go of the tensions and worries of the day, you give yourself the chance for your intentions to take flight. So remember, sleep is not only rest, it is a springboard to your dreams. As Marcus Aurelius made clear in his Meditations, in the silence of the night where dreams meet intention, resides the power to create. Mornings, that magical time of day when you wake up and realize that life goes on despite your plans of staying under the covers a little longer. But what if I told you that those first moments of the day are the key to attracting everything you desire? Yes, exactly as you heard it. Forget the idea that only Stoics sit in silence sipping tea. You too can create your own morning ritual. So relax, take a deep breath, and let's explore how you can manifest your desires from the very first light of day. Every morning is like a blank canvas. If you hand it to a child with paint, you will probably end up with a chaotic mix of colors that mean nothing. But if you, as the artist you are, decide what colors and shapes to use, then you can create a masterpiece. This is where the morning routine comes in. It is your palette, your way of focusing your energy and your mind. The idea is simple. Begin the day with activities that calm you and help you center yourself. This does not mean you need to wake up at 5 in the morning and do yoga on top of a mountain. No thank you. You can start with something as simple as a few minutes of deep breathing or a cup of coffee while you look out the window. The secret is in the intention. By doing this, you are signaling to your mind and to the universe that you are ready to receive what you desire. Now let's talk about some practical strategies. First, visualization. Close your eyes and imagine what you want to achieve. Visualize the details, the colors, the sounds, even the sensations, like a good Stoic, reflecting on life. Project that image in your mind. Every time you feel stuck in routine, return to that image. Another powerful ritual is gratitude. When you wake up, take a moment to think of 3 things you are grateful for. This not only pulls you out of the fog of morning complaints, but also directs your energy toward the positive. Gratitude is like a magnet that attracts more good things into your life. Lastly, movement. No, I am not talking about running a marathon at dawn. Unless that is your thing, go ahead. I am talking about moving in some way. It could be a short walk, some stretches, or even spontaneous dancing in your living room. Movement releases endorphins and also burns calories. It is a win-win. Each morning is a new chance to begin again. If you take the time to relax and manifest what you desire, you will see how the universe starts aligning in your favor. So next time you wake up, instead of dragging yourself toward coffee like a zombie, try creating your own morning ritual. Who knows? Maybe you will end up attracting more than you expected. At the end of the day, life is what you make of it. So manifest yourself. As Tracy said, if you do not start today to build your dreams, tomorrow you will only have more of the same. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where it feels like the universe is conspiring against you? Maybe you tried to focus on your goals, but your mind filled with noise and distractions, as if your brain had decided to open a TV channel with nothing but commercials. The truth is that in the middle of the daily chaos, it is easy to lose sight of what you really want. This is where relaxed visualization comes into play. So why not take a moment to relax and start manifesting what you truly desire? Creative visualization is essentially like a first-class trip to a desired destination, but unfortunately many times you find yourself stuck in the economy class of anxiety and stress. When you try to visualize your desires without first relaxing, it is like trying to inflate a balloon while it is tied shut. You are not going to get very far, my friend. Now let's break this down. Have you ever heard the phrase relax, and you will manifest everything you desire? It might sound like a line from a dusty self-help book on a forgotten bookstore shelf, but believe me, there is truth in it. When you are in a state of deep relaxation, your mind opens to new possibilities, as if the portal of the universe were opening before you. First, find a quiet space. It can be your favorite corner at home, or a nearby park. The idea is to get away from the chaos, as if you were seeking shelter from the outside world. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and start breathing deeply. Inhale through your nose, and exhale through your mouth. Do this a couple of times, until your thoughts begin to calm down, like the sea after a storm. Once you feel relaxed, start to imagine your desire. Imagine you are in a cinema watching a movie, but instead of actors, it is you. Detail every scene. What are you doing? Who are you with? How do you feel? The more vivid the visualization, the more effective the process. It is as if you were painting your future with an imaginary brush. The colors are up to you. The key here is not to despair. Stoic philosophy teaches us that there are things under our control and things that are not. Visualization is not a magic button that makes your dreams appear instantly, but it is a powerful tool that, together with action, can move you toward your goals. If you do not see results right away, do not get frustrated. Remember, even the best chefs need time to prepare a good dish. So are you ready to try this relaxed visualization technique? Remember that the key is to find that state of calm. Imagine your future with all its details, and be patient. Life is a journey, not a race. So relax and let your dreams manifest little by little, like a fine wine that needs time to mature. What I am telling you is not just thoughts or mere coincidences. Seneca himself defended this in the 1st century BC, as he said, "Great manifestations begin with a calm mind and an open heart." Have you ever found yourself drowning in a sea of thoughts, as if your mind were a television with 100 channels, and none worth watching? Modern life bombards us with stress and distractions, but what if I told you that you have a powerful tool right under your nose? Yes, we are talking about good old conscious breathing. Do not worry, you do not need to sign up for a yoga retreat on top of a mountain. You can simply sit down, breathe, and watch how your life begins to shift in a meaningful way. Conscious breathing is not just a nice concept you hear in motivational talks. It is a technique that, if used correctly, can reduce stress and increase focus. Imagine your mind as a car that is always accelerating. If you never let go of the pedal, you are bound to crash. This is where conscious breathing comes in. It helps you apply the brake. With each inhale, you fill your body with oxygen, and with each exhale, you release that heavy air filled with worries. It is like cleaning your mental room. Suddenly you can see the floor, and remember where you left your keys. Now let's talk about the relationship between your intentions and your actions. Often our desires feel as distant as a star in the night sky. We wish for things, a better job, deeper relationships, or even a pizza without calories. But instead of aligning them with our actions, we remain trapped in the cycle of "I will do it tomorrow." This is where conscious breathing becomes your ally. When you take a moment to breathe deeply, you allow your mind to calm down, and your thoughts to organize. Did you know the Stoics spoke about the importance of calm in decision making? They understood that life is nothing more than a series of actions aligned with our intentions. So instead of letting the chaos of the world overwhelm you, take a few minutes to breathe. Every inhale brings you closer to your desires, and every exhale takes away your excuses. It is as if with every deep breath, you draw a map that connects your dreams with your actions. Your intentions are like seeds. If you do not give them water, your attention and effort, and a healthy soil, a balanced mental environment, they simply will not grow. Conscious breathing acts as that irrigation your seeds need. As you inhale, you nourish your intentions, and as you exhale, you clear away the stones that could choke them. With practice, you will see how your intentions begin to flourish and manifest in your life. The magic of conscious breathing is not just a trick to relax. It is a way to make sure your actions are in tune with your deepest desires. So the next time stress consumes you or your intentions start to fade, remember that it all begins with a single breath. Give your mind a pause, and watch how chaos turns into clarity. Remember, the mind is like a parachute. It only works if it is open. Have you ever stopped to think about all the noise around you? In a world where everyone seems to be competing to be the loudest, where the sound of traffic, phone notifications, and random conversations become a constant buzz in your head, it is easy to get lost in the whirlwind of stimuli. But what if I told you that to connect with the universe and manifest what you truly desire, you need to do something as simple, and at the same time as difficult, as being silent? Silence, that strange concept that makes many people uneasy, becomes an essential tool for those seeking to hear the signals of the universe. I am not talking about hearing strange voices or seeing visions from another world, but about a practice the Stoics defended fiercely: stillness. Stoic philosophy teaches us to find peace in the midst of chaos, to reflect and to listen to ourselves. If you take a moment to sit in silence, without distractions, you may begin to notice how the universe communicates with you in ways you never imagined. Now you may be asking, how on earth am I supposed to manifest everything I desire, just by sitting in silence? The answer lies in the power of attention. Imagine your mind as an old radio that only tunes into the right station when it is set to the right frequency. When you allow yourself moments of calm, you adjust that frequency and become more receptive to the signals of the universe. It is like trying to listen to your favorite song at a music festival. With all the noise, it is almost impossible, but once you step back from the crowd, the sound becomes clear and crisp. One way to cultivate that silence is through meditation. You do not need to become a Zen master. With just 5 minutes a day, sit in a quiet place, Close your eyes and focus on your breathing. As you inhale and exhale, let the external noise dissolve. You will be surprised at the clarity you can find in those brief moments of peace. Another option is to step into nature. This setting becomes your best ally in finding silence. A walk in the countryside, or simply sitting in a park, can give you the perfect space to listen. Let the bird song and the whisper of the wind guide you into your deepest thoughts. Nature has a magical way of connecting our minds to the universe, if only we pause for a moment to enjoy it. You can also consider writing as a way to find that peace. Keeping a journal is a powerful practice. Sometimes what we need most is to empty our mind onto paper, free of distractions and judgment. You lay out your thoughts and desires, creating a space where the universe can interact with you. It is a liberating act that lets your inner self speak freely, and there in that dialogue, you can find clarity. So relax. Yes, you read that right. Ease off the pressure of always needing to be in control. Life is not a race, though it often feels like one. Allow yourself to simply be, and you will see how things begin to align in surprising ways. The next time you feel overwhelmed by the noise of life, remember that silence is not just the absence of sound. It is an opportunity to reconnect with yourself and with the universe. In such a noisy world, finding moments of calm can be your best strategy for manifesting everything you desire. So take a deep breath, switch off that inner chaos, and listen. The universe is waiting for you to pay attention. As Epictetus himself said, in silence, the universe whispers its secrets. If you have made it this far, write in the comments. You attract what you think. I am excited to hear about your successful experiences. I invite you to subscribe, turn on notifications, and leave a comment so YouTube recognizes that these videos are valuable for people like you. This motivates us to keep creating similar content in the future. Take a look at the last 2 videos we recommend. I sincerely appreciate your time and support. See you in the next one.